What is the biggest gift in the world? Have you ever thought of that? What's the biggest gift you could receive? And I've been just thinking of this question while I was reading a passage in the Bible, and I just realized we have no idea of the gift we have in Jesus, the inheritance we've received in Jesus. And it sounds so cliche, and we've heard it so often, we've gotten so numb to the thought of the gift. But especially in the season of Easter, I just felt this so significant, the gift we've received in Jesus, the inheritance we've received. I spent some time in Ephesians 1 this morning, and just realized again, wow, there's so much weight in that scripture, there's so much significance in that scripture. And I always read out of the Amplified, and Ephesians 1 verse 5 says, He destined us, He planned in love for us. In other words, long before the time, He planned for us to be adopted as His own children through Jesus Christ. And this was His will because it's what pleased Him. It was His first kind intent. It sometimes feels like we don't have an idea of this intent, this first initial intent. A while back, it was one of my son's birthday, and we had given him a camera. It was a little GoPro camera, not a real GoPro, but just the type of brand of GoPro camera. It could go outdoors, and he could do so much with this. When we gave him the gift, the ideas that I have had in my mind as I gave him the gift, I was thinking, oh, he can start something great with this, to initiate something for the future, to cultivate some other love for camera, because I know he has this love for camera and making little videos and things like that. And so in my mind, I was thinking he'll take this everywhere, when we go out, when you go walking on the mountain, and it will become this part of his life, and perhaps develop it into videos and editing. And was hoping that he would come and ask, how do we edit this? How do I make a video out of this? And all of this, we give him this, this gift. And up until this point, he's actually only used it once or twice. The one time being underwater for some other video. And it's just been really limited. And when we're on the mountain, he's like, oh, I should have brought the camera, and it's not charged, and it's never really ready, and it's sort of lying around, and never really became something that we had this intent for it to be. And it reminded me of when we receive a gift and we use it to such a small extent. We use it partially. We actually only think of it, oh, I can only use it in this context, when there's so much more to this gift that we've received. And we only experience a little degree of it, and there's this whole future that it could open up for us, this favor and this grace that it could be opening for us. And that's sort of like the gift of the inheritance of being a child, being an heir, being a holy heir to the King of Kings. I think we see it in part, and we experience it in part, and we make it a reality of our lives only in part. But there's so much more. There's this way of living. There's this way of moving in power and moving in authority that I think we've only seen in part. And then the Bible speaks about just things being revealed in part, and it's this journey of discovery. But we must never think that we've received the gift in full. We have received the gift, but I think we must never think, oh, this is it. So I've made it my challenge, Lord, show me every day just something more of what it means to receive this gift, this heritage, this inheritance of being your child. Every day, show me something more. How would my life be impacted? How would my life be influenced if this becomes more of a reality, if this gift is used to a greater degree? Just in one of my first challenges of how do I make this gift a reality every day, the first thing I felt to just remind us of is composure. Now, that could mean so many things, but as someone who's wearing a crown, someone who walks in authority, a prince, a princess, someone who is an heir to the King of Kings, they wear a crown and they walk composed. The Bible also speaks about in that very Ephesians 1. After I lost my place in Ephesians 1, he says he gives us a gift of wisdom, understanding, and insight. And I think of someone who wears a crown, they walk in wisdom, they walk in insight, and they walk in understanding. So being composed is part of just walking in that gift, walking in that inheritance. With composure, I mean responding instead of reacting. That's the first thing. Today's challenge is respond instead of react. Respond out of a place of understanding. Respond out of a place of wisdom. Respond out of a place of insight. Respond from that authority instead of reacting on emotions or things that are coming my way. So that's walking in the gift, walking in the inheritance. And my challenge to us, and my challenge to you is in this time, especially as it being Easter, where we've received the gift, what is the one aspect to this gift that you can walk in on a daily basis? Write it down, make a list, and by the end of the month, you'll have all these things of, wow, I get to open this gift and receive this gift, receive being a king, being a queen, being an heir in this way. I get to walk it out in this way. So may we just walk in discovering that gift every day, more and more. I hope this blesses you. I hope it's something that you can use. May you have a wonderful Easter season, a wonderful weekend if you're spending it with family and friends. May you really experience God's closeness. May you experience His gift in a whole new way. Bless you.